Hey Debbie, yeah, cut it all up, did the thing, did the stuff. I know, I went crazy. I love it. I love it, love it. Happy birthday, by the way. I meant to send you a message and I'm so sorry. I forgot. But happy birthday. I went to Dunkin' today and saw orange straws. And it made me miss you. Um, I'll come by this weekend. Hello. How did I do on my test? That particular test, I got 100. Um, I the last one I didn't do great. I did good. It's just I switched two things, so it happens. It happens. So thank you guys. Thanks. Hello. Hello everyone. Oh, so I can see what's going on. Oh my goodness. Hi. Welcome everyone. Hope everyone's doing good. Thanks, Teresa. Yeah, so today, yeah, so we didn't make it on Sunday just because I wanted to figure out how to do this for you guys since uh we had since Maylin asked if we could do this in IQ Designer, this really cool technique. And let me do something real quick. Let me do something real quick here. Um, so pull these up. What was I doing? 1 second, guys. Well, it's not working the way I wanted to. Um, side maybe? Let me see. Well, it was working on my other. I know y'all are probably like, what is she doing? Um, let's do this. You're probably looking at me like, oh, what is she doing? Um, okay. So maybe that's why. No, that's not working still. Okay. So if you have not seen, let me get myself back where I'm supposed to be. Here we go. If you have, hello everyone. Um, if you have not seen the new, I guess it's new. I mean, I hadn't seen it until Maylin asked the question. Hey, Janet. Um, um, there is a new thing going around, and it's basically you're creating these cute little bows that go on the side of a shirt, sweatshirt. Actually was looking it up and I saw one on the side, or I saw someone do it on the side of a sweater. It was beautiful. Now, what I try to do is not when I'm doing this, when I'm figuring out um how to design this in IQ Designer or whatever, wherever. I try to figure out how to do it from basically the design process all the way to stitching it out, stabilizers, all that. So I don't really actually watch someone else do it or read how someone else does it because I kind of want to figure it out on my own. So, um, do I have something on my shirt? I do. So what I've done today is because I actually stitched it out today. The first side. And it didn't come out as good as I wanted. Um, and so I switched it up. So I'm going to talk about stabilizers and such when we get to that point, and tell you what did not work, and hopefully changing it up for the other side. We're going to see if that works. So I'm going to not only go over the design process, we're also going to be going over the stabilizer process and the whole thing. So let me show you. I've already got it hooped. And we'll talk about that as well. So I've got my sweatshirt, but let me show you the bow. See if I can pull it up without losing everything here. Um, mm, mm, I guess I'm gonna have to do it this way. And I'm happy with the bow itself, but I'm not happy with certain parts of it. Now, if you look at the bows here, right here. Oh, well, here we go. Can you see all that junk right there? See all that junk? Not happy with that. But the bow came out adorable. Will I have a printout? No, unfortunately, I just don't have time to do all that. With work, and since my work is basically an apprenticeship, which means I'm in school and work at the same time, I do not have time for that. But you can always go back and rewatch that. So thanks. So this I wasn't happy with. So if you can see all that white junk, and I'll pull it up, a closer picture. Um, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I may do that, but here's the thing. This is my practice shirt. So, I mean, I could take a red marker and go over that, whatever. But this is gonna be my practice. Um, when you're doing something new, um, it's always good to practice first, especially if you're not sure about the stabilizer. And I I always think I know what to do until I do it, and then things happen. So I'm going to tell you what happened with this one, and hopefully the way I'm going to fix that, which we'll talk about in a little while. Let me put that over there. Which we'll talk about in a little while, will work much better. So what you have to take into consideration is the material. Always take in consideration the material. And sweatshirts, they are thick. They're thick and they're fluffy and they got the stuff underneath and they got the meat and the meat and the meat. So there is have you seen a free bow designed by Juju is giving away? No. Okay, well that's cool. So Designs by Juju is giving away a free bow design. So y'all may want to get that. You may not want to go through the process that we're about to go through tonight, but here's the thing. I love teaching you how to use your machine and IQ Designer, or if you are a brother user, my design center, how to design it yourself. That's why we're here. That's why I teach. This is what I do. And I had a lot of new members join within the past few days. And so let me introduce myself really quickly. My name is Anna, by the way. Hello. And I am a national baby lock educator. This is what I do. I teach how to use your machines. But here on my group, mostly what we do, and this is my group, this is not a Baby Lock sanctioned group. What I do is a lot of IQ Designer, embroidery. Sometimes I throw in some sewing in there. But I am a quilter. I am an embroiderer. I've been doing this for a very, very long time. I traveled the country teaching this for many, many, many years. So welcome. And yeah, I have a backlog of videos. Since we had so many people join, at the end of this live, I will go over how to find them. And yeah, so you can always rewatch these at any time. All right. So what will we need for this? Well, actually, let's not go into that yet. Let's talk about the design process. Um, We have a ton of built-in shapes into our machine. I didn't even go that route. Of course, I could go in there and create a bow and play with all these great designs that we have under the Shapes tab in our IQ Designer. Um, but I'm lazy. And so what I wanted to do is do what you guys have seen me do multiple times. Y'all know I love me some clip art. And so what I did is I went to Google and I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. And thanks, Jackie. Um, the I love just doing it that way because number one, I'm not good at drawing, so I know I can't draw it. But sometimes that takes the guesswork out of you, and it takes less time. So, really quickly, let's go over how, if you've never done clip art before, let's quickly go over how I do that process. It's so super fast and so super easy. So what you're going to do is you're just going to go to Google or whatever search engine you use. A lot of people use their phone to do this. I do because if you have, let's say, a Baby Lock, um, Altair Meridian 2, any of the Solaris version, or excuse me, the Solaris Vision, I think. Um, or is it all of them? I can't remember. No, it's all of them. The Solaris versions. You are able to use the IQ positioning app to send over the image to the machine. And so a lot of people, like myself, is I do this on my phone. But you can pull it off of your computer and take it over to the machine via USB stick. And I'm going to show, I don't think I've ever really shown that. So I'm going to show you guys that real quick. But so what I did in Google is just type in bow clip art black and white. I like to use black and white. However, there's a caveat to that, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. And then I click on images and I go through the images and figure out what I like. The one that I used is different, so we'll talk about that in a little while. But however, when I started looking at these, I could not for the life of me find what I wanted. Because I wanted long tails. Now this one would work, but I might have to go in and make my tails longer, which is fine. But I had the hardest time finding one that had really long tails, which is fine. Like if I wanted to use that one, I would just go into IQ Designer and extend that. And how would I do that? We're gonna have to draw a little bit. But just take some time, look around, and let's say, let me grab my USB stick. I've got one right here, and I'm gonna place it into my computer. Let's say you are doing this on your computer, and I'm gonna place my USB stick on in here right now. And let's just say that I decided I want this little guy right here. Usually, excuse me. Usually what I do is I just click on it and it'll pop up to the side here. And what I do is right click and save image as. And then what you probably, I don't know if you can see this, but I had my a little box pop up where you, let me see if y'all can see that. I don't know if you can see it. Where's my phone? Because I can't see you guys right now. So let's see here. Oh, you can. Okay, good. Good. You can see that. So you see that my file thing popped up. I don't know what that's called. So I'm just going to save this to that USB stick. I'm not going to save it to my computer or anything like that. I'm just going to click on the USB drive and then hit save. And now it's just saved to my USB stick. So I can remove that. It's supposed to say remove it safely. Did I do that? No. But I've got it right here. And we'll talk about how to pull it up on the machine here in a second. So it's really, really easy. You can pick whatever you like. However, let me get you guys back up here where I can read your comments. There we go. Yeah. Um, the other thing is you can try to design it yourself using shapes. That is fine. But if I did that same process, let me see if I can darken this. If I did that same process via phone, so I would go to whatever search engine you use and go bow clip art. Now, again, I'm using Apple, so I'm not sure how to do it on the other machines, or not machines, excuse me, phones, brands. And so I'm going to try to keep this out of the glare. Let's say I wanted this one. Now, for us Apple users, all we have to do is press and hold, and a little thing pops up. I'm trying to keep it where you can kind of see it. And it says save to photos. So I'm going to click on save to photos. And then all I would have to do is come here to my IQ positioning app. This is the little black one right here. And it's going to connect to your machine. Now your machine has to be on. And I'm trying to keep the light. Let's see if we can get that a little less bright. That's a little bit better. Now you have three options here. And what you want to use is the very bottom one that says select image for creating design. So I'm going to tap on that and it'll bring up all your pictures. Okay. So the last one I saved is right there. So I'm going to tap on it. There it is. You see it. And then what we're going to do is send to machine. It's super easy. So I will show you how to find that. And then we just push OK. You can send multiple. Let's say I wanted to send another one over. All I have to do. Now, let me show you guys something. Can you see that? See that colored one? This is the one I fell in love with. And there was not a black and white one. I know that's kind of hard to see, but I'll pull it up here in a minute. This is the shape I fell in love with. And that's the shape I used. This one's very, very dirty. And I'll talk about that here in a little bit. The lines are very messy. It took me a long time to clean it up. But I will talk about that. But you see all the colors? So this is a little bit more advanced, but I'll go over it. Okay. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the machine. I will keep checking back for, let me get y'all on camera, not you, but get the machine on camera here. I will keep checking back for questions. So if I don't answer right offhand, give me just a moment. So I kind of have to look back and forth. All right, so let's get started. I'm excited. There we go. All right, so a little bright. I don't know. Okay. Now, if you are new with me, this is not professional. This is not a professional setup. So you will see a lot of just crazy stuff happen. So just bear with me. All right. So the first thing that we want to do, and that does look really blurry, doesn't it? But I think once we get on the screen, we'll be fine. Sorry, I keep bumping things. There we go. All right. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go to IQ Designer. So wherever on your machine, you're going to click IQ Designer. Now you are on the home screen. So also, if you are in brother machine, you're going to click My Design Center. So we're going to jump on that. And let me see, is that a little bit better? I really think I can turn the brightness down somehow. I thought I could. I really did not, haven't I done that before, guys? I swear I have. I just don't remember how I did it. Okay, no worries. Just bear with me here. All right. So the first thing that we want to do is pull up our image, right? So let's start with the image that we sent over wirelessly. The first thing that you want to do, regardless of what machine you're on, you're going to look for this little icon right here. So I use a wired mouse. Okay. Unfortunately, we cannot use a wireless mouse at this time. So I got a little one from Amazon. It was at the time, I think it was like $7. It might be a little bit more now with inflation. But I've had it for a few years and I love it. So it works great. So this is going to help you with designing. I promise you, get you a wired mouse if you don't have one. All right. So what we're going to look for, it may be up here. It may be somewhere down here. I want you to look for this little leaf icon. And then you're going to have some choices down here. But I want you to select line design. Now, if we send it over wirelessly, we're going to look for the wireless symbol. So we're going to click that. And the very last thing you sent over is always going to be up at the top. So if I tap that, there it is. And I'm going to select set. And here she is right here. And then I'm going to select OK. Now look, here it is right here. I'm going to hit set again. Now, when it comes on the screen, you're going to see the actual image. Usually what I do is do what I call turning it off. So I'm going to click, and yours may be down here, the lighter leaf and turn that image off. Let's zoom in so we can see. And what you have just done at this point is digitize. You are now a digitizer. That's so exciting. I'm so proud of you. Now we're going to talk about, cleaning it up and all that here in a little bit. But let's try our USB stick. So I'm going to put the USB stick in. And remember, you have two USB ports, one for your USBs and one for your mouse. So how do we find that one? Super easy. We're going to go to the same button. We're going to go to line design, and we're going to go to the USB symbol. And here it is, the one I saved. This image cannot be used because, so it's telling me, you know what, this one isn't going to work. But however, I have another one on. Now it'll tell you if it can or cannot work. Can we fix that? Probably not, because unless you have some sort of drawing, I guess, software. I don't know. But this one I do know works. So I'm going, and I saved this one earlier. So I'm going to select set, same thing. Okay. And yes, she comes in tiny, but remember, we can do whatever we want. We are the boss of this. So we're going to select set. I'm going to turn down the image. Let's just zoom in so we can see her. She is cute. So I actually love this. So what I would do with this one is extend these. That means I would have to draw and add a little cute end to it. But this one is darling. So let's talk about that. Let's say we wanted this. I'm going to zoom back out. And at this point, you need to kind of figure out how big you want this little girl. Okay, let me turn around and look. Is there a workaround to add the wireless function to the Destiny 2? Sophie, you're going to do it just like I did with the USB. So, so you were, I'm not sure if you just jumped on, but a few moments ago, I showed you how to save it to a USB on your computer. You won't be able to do it on your phone, but on your computer, you can save that clip art to a USB. And then you're going to put the USB in. Let's go back up here. Line design. And oh, it doesn't want to do that because I have this one on here. Let's just do all clear. So you're going to go back up here, line design, and USB. And there she is. So I saved it to a USB stick that's in my machine. Okay, so very good question. All right, so the first thing that I want to do is kind of think about the size I'm going to use. If I click on size, look, she's 2 inches. I mean, that's a little girl. So what we need to do is make it whatever size we want it to be. So I did do a little bit of research on this, how big people are making them. And I kind of like the really big ones. The one I did, y'all, is huge. It is 7.5 inches long by around 6.5 inches wide. It's huge. So what I'm seeing out there, what I saw out there was anywhere between like 5 and like 7 to 8 inches. So in length. So it's just up to you what you decide. So the first thing that I'm going to do is change the size. So let's do this one kind of large. So I'm going to use my proportionally larger. Um, and I'm going to press and hold it down until I get around, I don't know, just make it, I don't know, kind of big. So I'm looking at the top number is going to be your length and the bottom is going to be your width. Now that's too wide for me. So I'm actually going to shrink that back down because I don't need that to be 7 inches across, but 6.5 was good, but we'll just put it down to 6. How about that? Just for this purpose. There we go. So 6 inches on the bottom. I'm not concerned about this one right here yet. I'm going to zoom in, take a look at her. Now, if I wanted this to be longer, let's click on size. The size is at 5 inches. So if I wanted these guys to be longer, I'm going to have to do some drawing. And that's fine. I'm okay with that. And this is a good exercise for you if you haven't used IQ very much or you haven't used the drawing tools. I'm going to show you an easy way. Because when you use your drawing tools, you're going to have some options. You're going to have like this freehand stuff, and then you're going to have your helpful ones. So these are I use the helpful ones because freehand, let me just show you. If I go to use freehand, it's like, look at me. I am terrible at freehand. I mean, that would be the most ugly boat. That is just it. Okay, so I'm going to back off of that. But if I use this guy right here, and okay, I can make my lines whatever I want. Oh, that's nice and straight and pretty. But the first thing that I want to do is get rid of this stuff right here. So what I'm going to do, and this is just a quick and easy way. Now let's use the eraser because they're going at an angle and I don't want to lose too much. So I'm going to select my eraser. I am a tried and true square. So whenever you erase, you always want to start below your item and come up. Let's get rid of that. I'm going to let go. And then I'm going to come right here. And now you zoom in if you need to zoom in, you know. That is fine. And say okay. The other thing I want to look at, and you can leave this. You see these cute little, whatever they're called. You can leave those and they will stitch out. But you can also clean those up if you want. So let's zoom in a little bit more. Let's say you didn't want those. What you're going to do is use your eraser and erase them. Now, what happens when you get to here and you see that? And you're like, now this side looks good, but that side looks atrocious. We've got an eraser. We've got drawing tools. We can fix that. I'm going to zoom in to about 800%. Now, if you are on the Solaris, how you get around is you're going to click on your pan hand and you can move around. Now, when you're done, you click off. If you are on an Altair Meridian, you're going to have a box right up in this area right here. And you're going to see a little red box in the top. See, or I mean, in the middle there. You're going to grab that little red box and you're going to move around. That's how that's going to work. Now, for me, I would clean all this mess up right here. I would even clean this up. I want a smoother edge. This is smooth enough for me, but this is janky. So I'm going to grab my eraser, but I'm going to make it smaller. Oh, let me see. Let me look, hold on. I'm late. Did you tell how to find the boat? Yes. Sandy, this will be able to be replayed as soon as I'm done, and you can definitely go back and watch it. Yes, it is clip art. Yeah, it's really easy. Rather than designing it on your own, which you can with shapes, but I really like doing it this way. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my little box here. I'm trying to read y'all's questions as I go. And like I said, I'm going to get rid of those little guys just to do it. And then even like right here, I'm going to come here and smooth up that line. So I'm going to come and get rid of that. And how do I smooth these lines? Okay. So remember I told you I selected this guy, right? And I'm not worrying about what stitch just yet. I'm just drawing. So watch what I do. So I'm going to click on one of the pixels. So this pixel here, and then I'm going to kind of move, I'm going to kind of just go. What I'm not going to do is just go straight. I'm just going to try to make it where it still looks a little curved. And you can do that with this. You can bring things in, let me show you, to make a curve. See how I'm making a curve? Well, now that takes little bitty increments, but it looks really, really good when you do it. But this one, I just need to kind of play. We're almost there. There we go. Much better. Same thing right here. Actually, I can just drag across there. To me, that looks so much better. I am happy with that. So let's zoom out. And I'm not worried about that. I'm just playing with this one. This one's just to show you how to do things. So what I'm going to do is extend these now. So let's go to 400. I'm going to grab my pan here. And what I'm going to do, what you could do is come up to your settings and you can turn on your grid. If you're on the Altair Meridian or the Destiny, or the Brother Like machines, you're going to find the area that says grid. But you can select 1 inch, 3/8 of an inch, and then that way you have something to go by if you want to. I tend to work without it because it just gets in my way. So it's up to you. But I'm going to zoom in. I think I'm going to do 200, actually. Okay. No, I need to do it closer. Don't I? Yes. Yes, Anna. And I'm just going to do it till I'm happy with it. So I'm going to start with this guy. I'm going to make sure I am clicking on one of those. Because I do know that I do want kind of a long tails. Sometimes we can't find what we're looking. Maybe we'll just go straight, maybe. And then maybe what I could do also is erase some of this and go in a little bit, make them thinner. Nah. These are going to be some chunky ones, obviously. And I'm going to just go down till they kind of meet. And then, depending on how I want them, if I wanted them slanted or if I want that little, not, like the little V, do that. But of course, you would want to, make it look even. Okay. All right, let's move over. Now, this is, like I said, ain't gonna be pretty, but I'm just showing you what to do. So this one, I'm gonna come out just a hair and then come in just a little bit. And if you're having a hard time with this, just practice. It took me a long time to get um, the movement of making it look like a curve. And the best way to practice with that, honestly, is by doing the Dream Big panels. And if you're not familiar with those, I will show you what that is. I recently did a Dream Big class. So I am willing to always do those classes again. All right. She's a little chunky girl. I could go in and again, oops, go in and, you know, change that. Now, what I want to do now is select, I mean, it's actually really cute, but in my head, I would sliver some of this off. You know what I mean? Just to make it a little less bulky there, but it's a cute bow. Um, so what I'm going to do is I need to select this to make to look at the sides. Because if you look now, I can't click on side. So to do that, you're going to see a little box with down at the bottom. You're going to see it where it has a little broken up. I always forget what that's the dotted lines. So I'm going to select that and then just draw a box around it. I'm going to close that. And now I can click size. And for some reason it shrunk size. I have no idea why. I must have pushed something. But and now I can make it whatever size I want. I had to have pushed something funny. Now I can push something. So it is now 7.5 or almost 7.5 inches long, which is about what I had, and almost 6. That would be perfect. And actually, I'm going to save that to memory because even though these are a little bulky, it might be kind of cute. So when you are done, always save to memory. Let's say you're happy with this. I'll go back and clean some of this up later, but I'm going to save it to memory. So I could go back and play with this. Or if I wanted to keep using it, then, I can go back. So let me check here. Uh, hey, Stacy. Yeah. Hey, honey. Yeah, it just takes practice. I mean, anything we do takes practice, right? Okay. So I think I'm going to use this one as our practice embroidery, meaning I'm going to show you how to go. Yeah, yeah. I'm going to show you how to design with this one because it's simple and sweet. But I want to show you what I started with the one that the big one I showed you. So I'm going to clear this. Remember, I saved it. And I want to show you how I did it with the colored one. So I'm going to go to line design, and I have already saved it here. I just got to look for it. There it is. So isn't that beautiful? So I hit set, and I loved this one because it looked hand drawn. It looked just so cute, and it's exactly really what I wanted. So, but watch what happens when I push OK. It is dirty. That is a dirty girl. So do you see how much I had to clean up? I had to go in there with my eraser and clean up a ton of stuff. So it took me a long time. The other thing I had to do is go in and fix lines. You remember how I showed you just a moment ago to fix the line? So this is what it ended up like. Let me get rid of that. Let me show you what it ended up like. Because I took my time and I figured out how I wanted to look. I adjusted some of the lines. I played and played and played with it. But this is how it came out. and it was darling. I took away, there was another like little bow right under here. I took that away. I cleaned everything out. I made this a lot smoother. Some of these lines I made a lot smoother. There was some jankiness up in here, but I cleaned all that stuff out. But this is the basic shape that it was. And you can do that too. So, can you share? Yeah, I can. Yeah, let me figure out how to do it. I don't, let me see. Hold on. That's a great idea. Let me save it to the USB stick. Um, because here's the thing. If it was an embroidery design, it's only an embroidery design for Solaris because the Solaris has a special format. But let me pop here, hold on. Let me see if I can, y'all. I'm gonna try this. Now, again, if you're new with me, this is how things work here. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm gonna save that. I know, I'm gonna give you that one. I'm gonna give you that exact outline. Yeah. Um, let me do something here. Let's see if it'll pull up. So can I do a file maybe? File, choose file. Let's go to USB, ePocket. Let me see what it does. Post. Now I'm posting something right now. Let me see if it works. Open file. Dang it. Oh, let me see. Word. Nope, that didn't work. Um, okay, so I'm gonna delete that. Let me figure out how to do it, okay? Because quite honestly, I am not sure how to do that, where I can save that, send it to you. I should be able to. Here's the thing. I should definitely be able to. Dang it. Where are you? There you are. Okay, but I'll figure it out. I will definitely figure it out. You will need to bring the design into Palette and save as a PES. Just for the line design? No, what she wants is just the line design. If she wanted the full embroidery, what I would have to do is save the full embroidery, and then take it to Palette and resave it as a PES. Yeah, but I think what she's asking for is just the line design, meaning just our drawing. Okay, so let's move on. All right, so actually, let's just use this since it's cleaned up and ready to go. I mean, this is going to be fine. Okay. Now, after I have designed this and I'm happy with her and let me zoom in a little bit so y'all can really see it. Um, I've cleaned it all up. I'm happy with that. It's fine. So what I need to do first, we're creating an applique. And when we create an applique, what are our 3 steps of an applique? So for the stitch out process. So our first stitch out is the placement line. The second is the tack down line. And the third is the finishing stitch. But I added a fourth to this as well. And it's just a little decorative stitch on top. So I'm going to have 4 steps to this, but when we're creating applique, you have 3 steps. Again, that's your placement, then your tack down, and then your finishing. So I have got my design up. The first thing I want to do, we're calling this just a design right now, but we need to digitize it to make it whatever we want it to be. So I'm going to select my little piece of paper in your line properties. Remember, we have line and we have fills. Now, could you fill this in, guys, and use your fills? Heck yeah, you could. You could do like a solid piece of fabric and create fills to make the pattern. I mean, you could go crazy with this. It'd be darling. But we're going to just use the line properties right here. So I am going to select a little piece of paper, and since I'm just making my placement stitch, I am going to select the running stitch, and I'm going to select a color and then okay. And why do I do colors? I need in my head as a digitizer to see everything, every step separated. And I want you to get into that habit too. If you see any directions written by me, you will see that I tell you to put it in a certain color each step. So we're going to select our bucket. We're going to either take our finger or stylus or whatever, and we're going to tap it. And it will turn that full color. If one piece doesn't turn, that means it's not connected. All right. So for this, we're done. Because that's just our placement stitch. And then I'm going to show you a trick. So now what we're going to do is select next. We're done. We do not need to change anything. I never changed the run pitch or the basically the stitch length. They call it run pitch. The stitch length, it's fine for me. I'm happy with it. So I'm going to select set OK. Now, if you are on a Altair or Meridian, and I can't remember if the Destiny does it, you are going to hit preview OK, set OK. But if you are on a Solaris, you are just going to hit set OK. You can save it to the pocket on the USB and it will save, and you can share in iQ. However, the EXT is different from the Destiny and the Solaris. Yeah, and what I'm trying to do, Melody, and maybe you can tell me this, is I am trying to put it on the Facebook group so everybody can have it. But when I just tried to upload it, it did not work. So I don't know if I need to change the format, maybe, but I'm not that smart. So, okay, here we go. So what I'm going to do is hit set OK, and here it is. I'm going to do a couple things right now. So I'm going to go to my edit key. Oh, that came out. Well, that was the one I saved, so it was bigger than I thought. Okay, so I am going to go to my move key, and I'm going to center it because they always come in off center. They always come in off center. So I'm going to then say okay. The next thing I'm going to do is we need to make a tack down stitch, right? Well, it's going to be the exact same thing as this. And no, I didn't go and erase all this just to make an outline stitch. Who cares about all this extra stuff? I'm not worried about it. So we could go all the way back to IQ Designer, re-grab this, change it, the color and the line stitching, but we have an easier way in our embroidery side of the machine. Right now we're in the embroidery side of the machine. We have this great little feature right here that is called your duplicate key. So you're going to click on that. Look, I made a copy. And then what I'm going to do is click on the little color chippy thing here. I'm going to come down here to the second one, not the first one, the second one. And I'm going to pick a color and then say okay. The next thing I'm going to do is click move center, and it puts it right on top of that. Now, if we look here, let me go back out. I now have my placement stitch. Ooh, and I have my tack down. I just made myself smart. I think you could take a picture of the bow and send it through your Solaris, their Wi-Fi like you did. Yeah, no, what I'm trying to do is get it actually on, what I'm trying to do is get it on Facebook for you guys to be able to use it. So, I probably could just take a picture of it and put it on. I probably could just upload a picture to you guys. So maybe I'll just do that, take a picture of it and upload it and see if you guys can use it. That's probably going to be our easiest way. Okay. Now what we need to do, we need to do our third step, which is our finishing stitch, which is going to be a satin stitch. So we're going to go, now we have to go to add for this, and IQ Designer, and then we're going to recall. And if you haven't done this yet, you're going to look for a little pocket with an arrow going out. And what I didn't mention before is if you are on one of the machines that does not have a key that says memory, and you're going, ooh, how do I save? There's going to be a little button like this, except for the arrow is going inside. That is your memory. But if we want to recall it, we're going to grab this guy. Excuse me. Now, mine takes a while because I have so much saved in it. I need to clean it up one day, but I get lazy. And I'm going to grab that same design. Here she is. And say, okay. And I'm going to click on size to make sure. Yeah, I think that is it. That's got to be it. All right. So what I'm going to do is go to my line properties. And I'm going to make sure that the satin stitch is selected. And again, I'm going to select the color. And I'm going to turn my bucket on. And I'm going to tap the blue line. I mean, the pink line. And say next. Now, if you are on a Solaris, it's going to show you real time what the stitches look like. If you are on any of the other machines, you're going to have to hit preview OK, but don't hit set. Stop. Look at it, say preview OK, look at it. And what you can see is your satin stitch. This is entirely too tiny. And what do I mean by that? If we have an applique, especially with this one, we're going to have a cutout right here with sweatshirt material. Do you think that little bitty baby tiny satin stitch is going to cover that whole area? Even for a regular applique, this little teeny tiny little satin stitch will not cover. Usually what I tell you to use is a 1.20 for regular applique, but for this mama, we're going to 0.220. Trust me. Okay, and then I'm going to say okay. Was it 0.2? No, it's 0.20. Excuse me. That looks a little big. Yeah, that one was it. Excuse me, 0.20. The other thing I did was I went to the density and I upped it. You know, it only let me go up to 100. But I did want it to be a little bit thicker. Okay. So there we go. There she is. And if I was happy with that, I'm going to hit set OK. Now, again, if you're on the Altair Meridian, I believe the Destiny does this. You're going to hit preview OK, look at it. If you don't like what it looks like, you're going to hit return and then change the numbers, then hit preview OK, look at it. If you're happy with that, then you can hit set OK. There it is. But again, it's not lining up. So what we need to do is hit edit, move, center. Oh, I did choose the wrong one. But here's the thing. I'm just going to use size and make it bigger. I think that was about right. That's close enough. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is what I want to do is I want to add a cute little top stitch to it. So what I did was I put the little running stitch or a triple stitch on top and did that. So this thread's going to be red and the other one's going to be black. So I'm going to go to add IQ Designer. Now you don't have to do this. It's just something fun. I am going to recall my design again. Excuse me. And this is really the one I should be using. And then okay, I am going to, let me see if that's right. Yes, that's it. Okay. Um, I'm going to go to my line properties again, select the triple stitch right here. Now, could you put a decorative stitch on top? You could put whatever you want. Chain stitch would be cute on top. I'm going to select a color again. Oh, purple. Select my bucket and tap. And then I'm going to hit next. And you're not going to really be able to see anything, but I am going to change my run pitch to around 1.0. I just like it a little bit longer. And then I'm going to say okay. And then set. Okay. And it is going to be offset. So I'm going to do move and center. And it should be sitting almost on top. If it's not, and I think I know why, I am going to grab, yeah, that's, I need to, ooh, okay, I'm just going to use that. All right, where is this guy? I'm going to zoom in a little bit. There we go. I am way off, aren't I? I'm way off of everything. And it's because I am using two different sizes. Okay, we're going to pretend like that line is sitting directly on top here. It's gorgeous. It's sitting right on top. We're so happy with that. Now what I want to do is select embroidery. Now the way I'm going to show you, oh, so bad. The way I'm going to show you, um, oh, let me see. So I created an image on the Meridian with no stitches assigned, saved it to a USB and put the USB in another Meridian and nothing showed. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Jackie, I did try to save it to file, and that when I tried to open it, it was encrypted. Unfortunately, I know, I'm trying. So that I'm not quite sure, Nina, why that's doing that. I'm not sure. I only have a Solaris and Meridian. Unfortunately, I don't have two, like an Altair and Meridian, to test that out. So I'm not sure why that's happening. Okay. So the way I'm going to show you, let me make sure there. Let me look at comments. Okay. Um, the way I'm going to show you how to hoop this, we're going to have to turn this guy upside down, and you'll thank me later for that. So once we are done getting everything together, we're going to select embroidery, and then we're going to go to layout, and we're going to rotate it, and we're going to flip it completely upside down. And again, you will thank me later. Okay. Now, at this point, I would save it. But what I'm going to do is go home. I'm going to go to embroidery, and I'm going to recall my original one. I'm going to center it because I had to move it earlier. I yep, I think we're good. Okay, so there's my original one. I've got all my steps. So this one's going to be placement, tack down. After my tack down, I'm going to trim. And then after I trim, I'm actually going to fuse it. And then we are going to do our satin stitch and then our top stitch. The hardest part is cutting out that center piece because I'm so particular. All right. All right. Where are we at? Okay, so let me jump on over to myself real quick. Let's talk about stabilizers. Let me tell you what I did first. Not happy. So I thought I was being smart. So I know how to do this. I've been doing this for years. I taught stabilizers. Oh my God. I knew what I'm doing. I did not know what I was doing. So sweatshirts are different. They're thick. And also I had to think about what the sweatshirt looks underneath. Because if that little slit flips up, you can see the stabilizer. So unless you have black stable or my sweatshirt's black, unless I had black stabilizer, which I do, unless I have the matching color stabilizer, then you're gonna see that, which is fine. But here's my thinking. Or let me tell you what I used. So I used a sticky cutaway on the bottom. I used a fusible applique backing that is a sticky fusible applique backing on my applique. So what do you think happened? I have my sticky cutaway. I have my what's that thing called? Sweatshirt. Then I have a sticky fusible applique on the back of my applique fabric. So what do you think happened? How long did a 20-minute stitch out take? Double the time. And why? Because my thread kept breaking. And why did my thread keep breaking? Is it because my machine was acting up? Nope. That's the first thing that we think of when our thread breaks, right? Oh, this machine's terrible. Actually, it's not. What it usually is, dare I say it, is user error. And this was big time user error. So Diane said it. My needle kept gumming up. She got it right on the head. So because I had so much sticky involved, especially going through a sweatshirt with all the fuzzy and all that, my thread broke almost every couple inches. And it was a nightmare. I was so mad. I was so mad. Um, but also there was it just never came out pretty looking. So what did I decide to use in place of that? I have hooped 2 layers of wash away stabilizer, not sticky. I'm staying away from sticky. I have hooped 2 layers of wash away stabilizer. I have chosen to use a applique fusible that is not sticky. So you're going to find those. So something like, I think like a Heat and Bond or something. I cannot remember what brand this is, to be honest with you. But I always, always, always use an applique um, backing to my applique piece where I can fuse it. Because if you've ever had an applique on, let's say a shirt, and this happens from the ones you buy from the store too that have little appliques on it. There's nothing underneath them to keep them adhered to the shirt. So when you wash it, what happens to that applique fabric? It scrunches up. So I always tell people to use some sort of webbing. Whatever you use, the baby lock webbing is, or the fusible is great. This is not it because I had a hard time with sticky. So let me hold on. Try rayon thread so you can burn away the stabilizer. Yeah, no, and I've done it, believe me, I've been through all that. But, and you don't, oh, Diane, let me jump up to that. You didn't have to burn away stabilizer because the way that we cut it, it cuts away the stabilizer. So you don't have to worry about that. My biggest problem was the thread breaking every 5 seconds. So we're trying something totally different. So let me do this. What I want to do is I'm going to break from here. I am going to set up my phone camera over there. The pokies, girl. You know my terms, don't you? That's my favorite word. That's my favorite word. I got tons of pokies. That's the other thing that drove me nuts on those and when I held it up in the beginning, you saw all that white stuff. I got the pokies and I hate the pokies. And if anybody doesn't know what me and Diane are talking about, in your new applique, you're gonna know. That's when you don't cut your fabric close enough or you can't cut your fabric close enough. And your stabilizer or your fabric pops through that stitching. It drives you insane. It makes you mad. Makes you. So give me like a minute and I'm gonna take this little camera over here and we're gonna put it over there so I can talk about how I hooped it, okay? And hopefully I don't hurt myself doing it. That's par for the course here. Oh, goodness. Told you. Told you. Oh, and I lost my microphone. So. All right. Gotta grab it and make sure we can see what's going on. Well, that's backwards. Let me see if I can turn it. Usually I can flip it around. So if you get dizzy, hold on. I'll do it that way. So you can kind of see the whole picture there. That's a little bright. But I'm gonna turn my computer so I can make sure. All right, seeing what you guys. I think I can, I thought I can turn it. That a little bit better. Okay. So here's the thing. Here it is right here. See that ugly backing on the back? See my pokies, my ugliness there? Was not happy with that. Now it's cute, but not good enough for me. So what I am telling you to do is to hoop, go ahead and hoop, because we're going to be hooping the unhoopable. It's really hard to hoop this type of material. It's up to you. If you want to try to hoop it, go for it. You do you, boo. But I didn't even try. I just know that I'd rather not fight. So what I did is I hooped my 2 layers of wash away mesh. Now I want, let me see if I can turn it where you can see it. Get off of it. So this is the bottom. See? This is the bottom of my hoop right here, right where my hand is. That's the bottom. So that means that my slippy slidey thing is on the left. I know I'm upside down, but on the left, and this is the top of my hoop. So I have my sweatshirt upside down and going towards the top of the hoop. So this is the band. So you are going to come where that seam is. You're going to put the seam down. And I probably should have done a different color for you. Let me turn it back this way so it makes more sense. All right, there we go. And I measured it. So I measured and I said, well, it's going to be yay long, right? And I probably need to pull this up a little bit because there we go. So it's going to be 7 and something inches long. So that's about that length right there. So I put a little sticker there just so I know that's my length, right? And then what I did is I did, which I hardly ever do because it terrifies the crud out of me, is I pinned it. But I pinned it way off to the side. Hardly ever do that because I get terrified. I mean, like, I treat my machines like I treat a child. I don't have children, but I treat it like my dog. So I'm very, very particular. Um, but I pinned to make sure it's going to stay there. I did use a little bit of spray adhesive. So that's all I did. So let me make it a little easier for you. So I just kind of took all this stuff and pushed it out the way. I hope I'm making sense. I don't think I'm making much sense, but when it slides onto the machine, this is going to be towards the back and this is going to be in my lap. So if that makes sense. I think that's the best way to do it rather than having all of this in the back of the machine. I can control this better. Also, if this is going towards the back of the machine, think about it. That could get caught underneath here. And imagine doing the whole embroidery and then taking it off and you got a sleeve caught underneath. I can prevent that from making sure that I'm in control of this. Okay? So I'm going to cover this up so you don't get dizzy. We're going to come back over to my machine. There we go. Like I said, this is not a professional. Maybe one day it's going to be. All right, if you get dizzy, hold on. Close your eyes. There we go. Close. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, that's it. All right. So the first thing I want to do is I have a full bobbin. I have my thread in, the thread I want to use, and I am going to the camera. It's like totally upside down. Really? Really, Anna? Really? All right, if you get dizzy, close your eyes. Or should I just do it this way? Hold on. Nah. Okay. You know what I might do? Let's see if this works. Pull that up so we can get a better view. Aha, there we go. All right. Hopefully you are not super sick right at the moment. Okay, so I am going to get that focused there. I probably lost like 60 people, or I really don't have that many people watching. Just by that. Let me turn this off so it doesn't die. All right. So now what I'm going to do is grab my hoop and I'm going to slide her on. So you can kind of see where I'm going with that. And my little hooky thingy is my slippy slidey thing is going to go on. I'm going to close it down. Okay. Now let's talk about placement. Since we are hooping it like this, unfortunately, our Meridian and Altair owners, it's a little harder to use the app to hoop. There is a way to get around that, but it's a little tricky. And what you do is it's just so hard. It's like you have to lay everything down without the top hoop. You have to put the top hoop on and take a picture, but then gingerly put it back on. Well, then you have to put it back on the stabilizer and then kind of get everything it's a nightmare. So what I want to show you though is the best way to do it. You do not need to use your app. You can use, let's go back over to our screen. See, I keep forgetting it's upside down. That's why I turned it right side up. You can use this little key right here in this Altair Meridian Destiny. What you're going to do is you're going to select that key and you're going to select this button up here. Now you want to make sure that you select this little guy right here if it's not highlighted. That is your little laser beam. I can't remember if it just automatically turns on or not, but if we come and look, the Solaris laser beam's a little bit different, but you're going to see that little laser beam right there. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do, that right there and get us focused, is I'm going to move my design over a little bit to where I'm in the center because I saw that I am not in the center. And what is my center? This guy right here. That is my seam. My seam is my center. Now I'm going to trace this to make sure I'm not going too far down, too far up, or just where I need to make some adjustments. So I'm looking. So I see exactly where everything's going to hit. So we're about an inch from the bottom of the design. So I want to move it down just a hair, actually. So really, I'm just going to use my move key. I'm really going to move it up, not down. See how much it'll let me move. And I'm going to trace it again. Make sure that you pin these areas down because it will get caught up. Ask me how I knew. All right, that's good. Now, the other thing that we can do with the Solaris is, let me hold this up and get us focused. We can use this little key right here with the Solaris. This is your camera. And we are going to hit scan and OK. So it's going to take a picture of the hoop. Are you using red or black in the bobbin? I'm using white. I probably should have. And since this is a practice one, that's a great question. I would probably, it's a really good question. Because a lot of times I really don't like using the top or the embroidery thread for bobbin thread, but I will use it on the very last step. So you could use the black thread, the black bobbin thread, or they do make red bobbin thread. There's the Libby Layman, what is it, bobbin? Yeah. There are different color bobbin threads out there if you want to try that. Yeah, or you can just, I mean, like I said, because I don't like to do it doesn't mean you can't do it. Yeah, you could spool this up, your embroidery thread, and use it. Absolutely. Now look on the screen. Oh, why did you? There we go. Okay, so do you see my little sticker? That means I took a picture of what's in my hoop. Now, if I wasn't using black fabric and let's say I was using a pattern fabric, you just see the pattern fabric there. Is that not cool? So maybe with that, I want to move it down a little bit more. Perfect. I'm happy. All right. So now we're going to get started. All right. So the first stitch is, and I'm just going to kind of hold this off to the side here just so nothing gets bumped. The first stitch is going to be my placement stitch. So here we go. Oh, I'm going to remove my sticker. This guy is right. Absolutely. Now, what I didn't do, what did I not do? I didn't check to make sure there's okay. Now what I also want to make sure of is that I have an extra piece of ooh, can I tell you something real quick? I do want you to do this. Before you start, I want you to go to your settings and I want you to raise your embroidery foot height. And we're going to raise it to, I think I did 0.160. And why am I doing that? Because we have some little bumps here with the seams, and it's just going to work better. So it's going to raise that foot up so it has ample room to get over some of those areas. It's kind of hard to see. It's just the angle that my machine is set. My machine is set actually on an angle. And but I'll get you up closer in there here in just a second. Have you ever thought about appliquing the backside too? You know, that's a great idea. What you could do is throw a piece of fabric underneath, like right now, or actually on the next stitch, because what does it matter, right? We're not adding anything else. We're not doing any other like stitching or anything like that. So yeah, that's a great idea. You want to do that? Try it. And then that way, when it flips open, it looks nice and clean, right? I might try that on the real ones. Now, this one was supposed to be one I was given to my friend, and then I messed up, so I have to go get another one and remake it. And maybe I'll do that. That's a great idea. So what Margaret asked is, have you ever thought about appliquing on the backside? So what I would do is I would actually do the exact same thing. I would just grab a piece of applique fabric. I would use the same fusible, not the sticky fusible, the regular fusible. And like I said, that's like a, I don't know, a steam, no, steam machine sticky. Like I think Heat and Bond is, I think this one was from Quilters, can't remember. I can't remember. I usually keep everything in the tube, and for some reason, this one's not. Okay. So, what are we going to do now? Oh, doesn't that look cool? That looks really cool. All right. So, what are we going to do now? Well, brighten that up a little bit. I'm going to take my applique fabric and I'm going to remove the paper backing. And this does have, you can see the shine to it. I'm going to lay it on top. And yes, I do not use my fingers to hold things in place. Why? Because I'm a scaredy cat. So I'm going to use a couple pieces of tape. This one is the Kimberbell paper tape. My other favorite is the R&K Pink Perfection tape. I call it Pink Perfection, but it's the embroidery. Okay, here we go. Now this is just going to tack it down, and when we're done with this stitch, we're going to trim. Heidi, I actually, which please don't tell anybody, I actually got that fabric at Walmart. Don't tell anybody. Actually, we got a really nice Walmart here on like the nice side of town. And the first time I went was yesterday, and they actually have this huge aisle of pre-cuts. And I was like, you're kidding. And they don't feel too bad. I mean, they're kind of nice. I was kind of surprised. If you're new here, sorry, I'm a fabric snob. Yeah, seriously. I mean, it was, I think they have a nice one where my mom lives too, or a nice area too, because she gets fabric there all the time too. And she tells me how cute it is, and I'm like, oh, whatever, it's Walmart. But no, it's not bad. It felt fine. I didn't wash it though, which I never wash. Actually, I like Hobby Lobby sometimes. You know why I like them? It's because to me, they have a little bit more, oh, what's it called? It's the, like, let's say I needed teddy bears, um, if, they'll have teddy bears. But my favorite place, of course, is my local quilt shop. It's called Bernina Connect. They have, they have awesome fabric. Okay. So now what do we need to do? We need to go trim this mess. Yeah. Yeah, we do. Novelty. Thanks, Nina. Did not think of it. Now she has great novelty fabrics, but sometimes there's the ones that are like really weird and you're like, what? I need that. So that's when I'll go to those places and look. Okay. So what I'm going to do is go and trim this. You're coming along with me. So close. Well, actually, I'm going to close your eyes. Because I don't want you to get dizzy. Give me, um, all right. So you're gonna get sick. Maybe. How did that turn out? What I need is like two phones. So I really do love the cameras on the phones. Okay, that's not too bad. All right, so let's bring her on over. Rip this out. Hopefully y'all can hear me okay. I probably should use black thread so y'all can see it, but turn on the light. Is that too bright? A little bit bright. Not too bad. All right, so what? Ooh, ooh, plaid felt. Now that sounds adorable. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do now, these are my favorite applique scissors. They're Coulter Select. Um, so they have the duckbill, but they have the pointed ends. So they're amazing. So what I'm going to do is first trim or cut all of the applique fabric first, and then I'll go in and trim the whatever that guy's called, sweatshirt away. Now the sticky is, oh, let me do something real quick because I'm going to fuse it before I put it back on the machine. So I'm going to get my iron going. I do use Alyssa. If you want to know more about that, please let me. Um, now yeah, it's hard to get up in some. So I wasn't able to get, I'm not able to get up in here, but my satin stitches cover that. So I'm not too concerned. I almost took out the computer there. And get as close as possible. Let me show you a trick. So if you take and pull this up rather than just leaving it flat, and also if you pull it forward. So if I've got my scissors here and I'm pulling forward, you're going to get super duper close. And you don't cut stitches if you lay your scissors flat. I mean, you do still always have to. And I'm cutting all the way around. Now, if you wanted to, you could go in and cut out pieces or whatever, but I'm not. I No, not on this one. There are some that you cut out little pieces. All right. So I'm going to go in from the other side. Yes, I'll be using my scissors backwards. I know. Call the quilt police on me. I won't do it. Them ladies are mean. Almost done with that side. Oh, done with that side. So you see, I got it really, really close. Maybe I can get a little bit closer for you guys and then bring this wherever I'm supposed to be going. Yeah, yeah. Everything's so backwards on it. Yeah, that. There we go. Okay. Good. All right. I'm gonna have to go this way because I don't want to turn everything around. Smile. Now, what I'm also going to have is I'm going to have another piece of whatever stabilizer you decide to use waiting. Why? I'll talk about that in a minute. So we're going to be floating that guy. Actually, you know what? We don't have to with this. Ignore what I just said. I just thought of this. We really don't have to. I had to with the other piece, and I'll tell you why. Or with the cutaway. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I don't know why I didn't think of. My brain works half the time nowadays because I have to get up so early to get to class. It's exhausting. So, okay. Here we go. Almost there. And we're going to do the Eleanor Burns version of throwing away our fabric. It means, if you don't know what I'm talking about, means you just throw it wherever you want. And I definitely do that. And then I go back. Now this is where you definitely want to get really close. Because you wouldn't, I mean, we don't want pokies anywhere, but as much fabric as you can get off of this area to make you a lot. Now, before I move on, the only thing I'm concerned about is the stabilizer. But before I move on, I'm going to press this. So why am I going to press this? Because I want to, I don't have to. Dang it, Anna, you're thinking too much. Actually, because this is not sticky, I do not have to press it. I can press it after it's done. Ignore me. All right, so now what we're going to do is cut this piece out right here. I'm excited. Um, Now let me get these ready. Because getting over these little pieces here, this little chunky part, so I'm just going to go in and get as close as possible. This, y'all don't even understand how much I struggled on this. This one's coming along so. Now, if you accidentally cut through the stabilizer, don't worry about it. What you're going to do is get a piece of the same stabilizer and float it underneath. All right. And so this is where I get really particular because I'm just a weirdo. But this drives me insane. So I'm actually going to turn it around. I don't know if you'll be able to see me. And I'm just going to come from underneath, push it up, and trim as close as I can. Okay. There's some right there that's driving me crazy. I'm gonna flip it around and do it to the other side. Careful not to pop outside of your design out of the hoop because I'll cry for you and you'll cry. We'll both be crying. Some people cut the seam completely off, and now I understand why from what I saw. All right, now we have these little pieces down here. What I would do is zigzag those when we're done. That's probably what I'll do on the real ones. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go slip it back on real quick. I'm gonna put this on and then come get you. Oh, good gracious. All right, I'm gonna cover it up so you don't get dizzy. And here we go. All right. So now this is just going to be the satin stitch part. This is going to be the boring part. So just bear with me. Oh my God. Sorry, guys. Some things I can get away with, and I'm like, oh, it's fine. Some things I can. Okay, whatever. I'm just going to do it. All right. Well, here we go. And let's see how much better we do. I'm hoping this just goes a lot smoother. Would you be tempted to put the fabric on the underneath in case? Yeah, 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 exactly, Heidi. That's exactly. So this is cotton fabric. Maylin, yes. We're gonna say it's kind of like Heat and Bond. I cannot remember what brand it is. But yes, it's not sticky on it on the back. It's fusible but not sticky. There's a lot of them that are fusible but sticky. But yes, and Heidi, yes. Sybil, do it. Okay, so here's the thing. I want y'all to experiment. And if you're nervous, go to, either go through your closet or your husband's or whatever, whoever your kids' closet, pull out that sweatshirt that they are not wearing ever again and do that, or go to Goodwill, grab a cheap, like $2 one. Um, and practice. Now, do you have to build it yourself? No. And a lot of people are selling this design out there. And like someone said earlier, Designs by Juju has a free one. I just like to show you how you can create your own. Um, but you got this. You can do it. You got this, girl. Yay, Ernestine. Now, if y'all do make these, please post them. Y'all know I love to see what y'all do, and I would love to see. This is going so much smoother than the last one, guys, already. I should knock on wood. And it's particle board, but it'll work. Just wish it wasn't so kind of glary. So what stabilize? Oh, on this one, Becky, I used 2 layers of wash away stabilizer. On the back of the applique piece, I used a fusible webbing that is non-sticky. The only thing I can compare it to is like a heat and bond. Heat and bond isn't sticky. So I'm going to tell y'all all to stay away from the sticky. I mean, you can if you want, go for it, but I had problems. So this is going, you don't even know how much better this is going. Oh, Heidi, that's a cute idea. Oh my God, that's a freaking adorable. I love that. I love that idea. See, now I'm gonna have to go back tomorrow to Walmart to get the same fabric because I only bought a back order, and so I need more. But you know what? I might do that. I might add a little pocket. If I do, I'll post a picture of it. That is a Such a cute idea. We could even create, I know this sounds silly, but I mean, I know I could sew it on in like 2 minutes, but we could even create the embroidery just to stitch on the pocket. That'd be funny. No worry, Becky. Teresa, yes, you can always rewatch any of my lives. When we're done with this, what I'm going to do is go over, especially since I've had a lot of new followers, or excuse me, members to our group. Excuse me. I didn't mean to say followers because that's not how I want to be. So many new members. I want to show y'all how to find our videos. So, um, you can rewatch at any time. So with this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fuse it afterwards. However, so Becky, as soon as I saw this, I sent a message to all the girls in our family and I said, hey guys, for Christmas Day, I'm gonna make us all sweatshirts and we're gonna put with these bows on the sides, and they started freaking out. They were like, heck yeah. And then we're gonna put on the front, I'm gonna do applique letters. They're gonna say like Mary or bright or joy. So we're just gonna come up with some words and we're all gonna match. It's gonna be so cute. And also, there is one out there that I did happen to see that's little, like for Halloween. It's like a little witch's legs. It's so stinking cute. Maylin, I'm glad you brought it up, and I hope you get to do it. I think it's gonna be cute. I don't know if I even trimmed that close enough on the side, but you know what? I'm not gonna worry about it too much on this one because this one is our practice. The only other thing I could suggest is if I feel like this isn't getting covered enough, what we can do is break up that line. You remember how I showed you you can, erase. You can break up these lines here or here, actually, just from right here and just 1 pixel at a time. And we could make that line, we can make the stitch wider here than here. There's so many cool things to do. So that would be so cute, Becky. My niece sent me one that she wants me to do. It's really pretty. It's like it's white with floral um bows, and on the front it says mama because she just became a mama. So I'm gonna be doing that one too. So oh yeah, we're in it to win it now with these. And it's all thanks to Maylin. I'm glad she showed us this because this is such a cute idea. And this is the bow I'm just going to stick with. Like I've already designed it. It's perfect. It looks so cute. I agree. The gift, great gift idea. All right, so now we're seeing that it's going over this edge, and then I'm going to keep it right here, but you'll be able, when it comes here, you'll be able to see how it goes over. Okay, that's covering it. Ooh, it's actually covering it really good. I know, I'm so excited. Me too. I can't, please post your pictures. I'm so excited. And remember, when I'm done, there's going to be like a cute little top stitch on the top. That is like a little running stitch. Ronnie, I know, but I do that. I'm ridiculous. I'm like, oh my gosh, let's do this. And then I'm the only one, I'm the one that has to do it all. And I'm like, oh my gosh, the night before Christmas, I'm finishing them up. You know what's so funny? Ronnie, I thought about that, but then I was like, the bow would have to be so small, but I can make her just like a little sweatshirt with just the bow. But my sister's, but I am doing a child's one for my uh I guess you can call her my niece. It's my sister's boyfriend's little girl who is absolutely precious. So we're making her a matching one too. So I'm so excited. So excited for that. That would be so cute, Becky. Yes, Melody, I'm gonna do it in black. So that way you can see it. It's gonna be so cute. Exactly. And Kathy, here's the thing. We are these are ours. I mean, we're the boss. We can do you know, I mean, I'm sure just like you, we have so much fabric. Um, for my niece's one that says Mama, I have an apron from my grandma, or we call it our nanny, and I'm gonna be using that. Just because, you know, we all were like in love with her. I mean, she passed, but I mean, she was, you know, I mean, you know. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Lynn. I think I might just do like a little baby sweatshirt and put like a little bow on there on the front. I think it'd be too hard to try to hoop. Well, I'd have to do it on my 6 needle if I tried to hoop something that small. But yeah, but I just think it would be, yeah, yeah. I'm not going that time. But a little baby sweatshirt with like a little bow in the front would be a darling. So, Becky, if you do the Christmas tree, please post it. I want to see it. Now, mind you, this one is huge. So that's why I also say, you know, do a practice sweatshirt. I got these at, I know they were $10, but I got them at Walmart. Uh, but you know, if you're wanting to practice and you don't have any, I would say go to Goodwill and just grab a couple $2 ones and, you know, practice the sizes, you know. But this one's pretty large, but you know, I'm the go big or go home girl. That's probably because I'm Southern. We either monogram it or it's got to be like ginormous. Everything's got to be big, especially our hair. But we're almost done. Yeah, Sybil, I agree. You're gonna work that hard for it. Yeah, and that Becky, I've seen that too. I've seen a couple that just go to right there. And I think that's the way you hoop it too. And I've actually seen where they I saw a couple examples where they actually cut this part off. And so, you know, I'm okay with the thingy being on there. But yeah, I would just zigzag those things. Sorry, guys. Y'all got me on a yawn. That's embarrassing. Oh my God, she's so cute. So much better. I have had not had one thread break. So if I wanted to go off the edge, I should have I put my shirt too far back. So be mindful of that too. Oh my gosh, we've almost been for 2 hours. This was a long one, guys. Y'all hung on and I appreciate that. My God. Y'all are amazing. But I do have the best group. No, I don't mean it like that. I mean like best members. Oh, Melody, that is darling. I love that idea. That would be so cute. Like a white bow with the stitching. Oh my gosh, that'd be so cute. See, there's so many different ways of doing something. And since we have the ability to design it ourselves, then oh my gosh, I mean, the possibilities are endless. I mean, it was just an afterthought, literally an afterthought for me to put that stitching on, the top stitching on. I literally went back and re-added it because I was like, ooh, how cute would this be? That's looking so good. And everything covered up on this side. Let's see if it covers up on the other side. Oh, I'm just, hold on. Let me get that back. There we go. Where's my oldest sweatshirt? Exactly. So did you say you were going to stipple it? No. I said, but you could. And uh let's say, I mean, you could have done fills in this. Absolutely. Um, you would have had to do it, you would have had to add them before you added the satin stitch. But what I was thinking is if we did a solid piece of fabric and did a beautiful fill in a different color on top, how cute would that be? That would be so pretty. And I might do something like that because that would be really pretty. Like on a white sweatshirt, maybe do like a white and blue one or something. That would be, oh my gosh, that would be, oh, I just had an idea in my head. Okay, I got it. I'm thinking a white sweatshirt with a white bow. Hear me out. A white sweatshirt with a white bow. The fabric's white, but the stitching and the outline is like a navy blue or like a royal blue. Wouldn't that be so pretty? Or meaning the fills and oh my gosh. Okay, so this one isn't covering, and that's probably because I didn't cut so great. And I mean, there's a little couple fuzzies, and if I pull it up on camera, you can't even see it, but I can see it. Thanks, Ronnie. And it's so funny, y'all are like, "Oh, let me pull out my old sweatshirts." I wish I had sweatshirts. I think I own two sweatshirts, and I've gotten both of them within the last couple years. It just never gets really cold here. I mean, it gets cool, but for me it doesn't get like freezing cold, and so it's like I know when I wear this on Christmas Day, I'm still gonna die. It's still gonna be hot. As long as you do your satin stitch in the color that the Sharpie makes. Yeah, that's right. You can fill in the gap with Sharpie. Sharpie's our best friend. Oh, okay. All right, one last step, and this step will not take long. If you're still hanging in there, if you gotta go, I really appreciate y'all coming tonight. You're the best. All right, so this is just gonna be a triple stitch. And if you're not quite sure what a triple stitch is, basically you're gonna see it go around once, but when it starts to do the triple stitch, it goes back, forth, it goes forward, back, forward, and then it moves on. So see, it does it really, really fast, but If you've ever sewn with a triple stitch, you can see the motion. It's really cool. It just it adds just a little bit of a really cool raised stitch look. Now you can see it's kind of wiggling there. Oh, I'm not close enough in for you to see it. Ah, yeah, Becky. I know it's like I would love to have a white Christmas. I see it all the time on TV. I'm like, people really have snowy Christmases? That's so cool. Have never had one. Never, ever. It's okay though. We get hurricanes. Those are so much fun. Of course. Thank y'all for coming. Oh, Heidi, I wish. And here's the thing, I love cold weather. So, when I've traveled and it was cool, I was like, oh my God, yes, this is the best. And nope, nope, not here. Almost done. Oh, so cute. And I'll show you a close up of this here when I pull it off the arm. And I have snow than hurricane. Yeah, me too. We were lucky with all the hurricanes. I mean, meaning, Tallahassee. But it could have been worse. It just seems like the places that get hit are literally like miles away. Um, and when I say miles, I mean 20, 30 miles away. And it's so sad. Love that top stitch. That looks so good. Almost done. I think it's just got to go down the side here, and I think we'll be done. Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. Woo! We made it, guys. Hold on. So what I'm gonna do is flip back over to me and take it off the hoop and let you guys take a look at it. So excited. So, yeah. Okay. All right, there we go. Oh, let's get this wrong. So I'm gonna see if y'all can see it. So can y'all see that little top stitch? How cute did it make it? My lighting is so weird. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is unhoop it. I'm going to trim as close as possible. And here, remember it's wash away. So I'm not going to wash it first, but enable to get that cleaned up. Usually what I'll do with wash away, if it's something like this, I'll take a Q-tip and just wet it really, really good and just kind of douse it along the edges there, and it melts it away, and it kind of creates a little barrier until it's used or whatever. The rest of the stabilizer, once whoever has it, will wash it away, and I'll let them know that I'll let them know about that. And I'll say, hey, you might have to press this. But if you're going to press this, here's your tip for the day. If you're going to press this, please put a towel or a pressing cloth or something like that over top, because we do not want these threads to scorch. Okay. All right. Yeah, a little painter sponge. Let me see. Yep. So how stinking cute is she? I love her. I'm glad I found this one. But it took me a lot of work for this one. This was that colored one that I had to erase everything and clean up, but I think she came out pretty good. So I will figure out, it might just have to be like me taking a picture of it, but I'll try to figure out. It may not be tonight, because I got to do some studying. But I will figure out how to somehow get this over to you guys. Um, Super cool. All right. So one more thing. Let me show our new members. I love it. I love it. Let me show our new members. Let me set how to find our videos. All right. I don't even know where I'm at. Where am I at? Am I over here? So what do you see here? Oh, nope. I, hold on one second, guys. I don't even know where I'm at. Oh, I think it's this right here. Aha. Okay. So let me make sure you're seeing what I'm seeing because I have multiple, when I'm doing this, I have to keep open multiple different. Yep, okay, got it. Good. Okay. So let's say you wanted to look up this. I'm going to show you the easiest way. And because I used to list them all, and not most of them, about half of them are going to be here under files. And if you go under files, what you're going to look for is Facebook video list. And then you're going to click on this right here and it'll download. And you'll just have to open it wherever your files open. And I hope you can see that. Let me make sure you can. Um, Not every one day I will go back and try to get all of them on there. But this goes through about how many? 102 of them. Um, Unfortunately, there's way more than that. But let's say you wanted to learn, let me see here. Let me see. Applique quilt in the hoop. All you would have to do from this guy right here is click on the blue link and it's going to open up that video for you. Now, there are newer videos. So to find those, what you're going to do is click on the media tab. This is where it gets a little harder. We're going to go to videos. And then what you're going to do is start kind of scrolling around. And you might just see some random stuff, but if you see my face, that's usually a video. So here's video from, I don't know, a couple of days ago. And this one, oh, this was the clip. This one was from September 29th. This one's really good one. It's a clip art mandala, so more clip art. That one was really fun. And then let's see, let me close that out. Here I am again. So you can scroll through. If you see my face, that's usually a video. Some of them will be black. Why? I don't know. And just click on them. Let's see what this one is right here. This one is it labeled present tags NIQ? So making like Christmas tags or something like that in IQ Designer. And I go through how to make those. So a lot of things I do is project based because that helps you learn. You're pushing buttons. Now see these black squares? That's what I was talking about. So if I click on one of those, look, spooky good times and ghosts. So this was last year. No, yeah, this was last year. Oh, we made the cute little ghosts last year. Do y'all remember those? The cute little, they're almost like little finger puppets. They're so cute. So But then I do have technique ones, rather than just project ones. So you just kind of get let's see, Altair 2, Meridian 2 crochet tips and tricks Q&A. So you just kind of got to do a little research. And let me make sure, let me see, okay. If you are on a device, you're just going to click in photos and the videos will, won't they be in there? Yeah, the videos will just be in photos. So let me get out of this and I'll show you that. Okay. So we're going to hold it to the side. So I just clicked on photos in the app on the Facebook, in our Facebook group on your phone. And the videos are going to be there. They'll have a little play symbol. And so I can just tap that. That's actually a Zandra Shaw thing. Hold on 1 second. My bad. Let's find one with me. Where's my face? Where's my face? Me having a bad hair day. When you have this hair, you've got lots of bad hair days. Edge to edge quilting with Baby Lock Solaris. And it'll should start. There I am. So it'll say down here, edge to edge quilting with Baby Lock Solaris. So there is a ton of videos that I've done. And if you have questions, most people know that if you suggest something, I will try to. 1 second, I'm trying to get you guys back up here so I can read your comments. I love the mandala. Yeah, Maylin, I'm gonna try. I've got to figure out how to do it. But yeah, I will definitely try to get that for you. Yeah. So if you need anything, let me know. If you suggest anything, let me know. Either I have a video on it or I don't mind going over it again. Anything you see on the back wall, usually that, you know. I do have a website. It's the same name as my group here, Forever BB Louise, just Forever BB Louise. I meant someone wearing the shirt. Ooh, yeah. Actually, yeah, I'm sorry. But yes, I will get the design up though. But yeah, we want pictures of what you've done, please. Um, so you can go to my website. There is some pay classes if you want to take those. There's recorded Zoom links. And periodically I do classes. So, okay. Well, thank you everyone for coming. It's been a long one, but this was a great idea, Malin. So thank you so much for suggesting it. I'm super excited. This couldn't come at a better time because it's Christmas time. And when I think of bows, I think of Christmas. And these are going to be great gifts for people too. So where think about where else we could use these bows. I mean, like, could we do like I don't know. I was just thinking, could we do a cute tea towel? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I hope you all have a good week. I'll see you Sunday, and thanks for coming. And remember to shop local, shop small, and I'll see you all soon. Thank you. All right. Remember, it takes me forever to log off this thing. I say that every time, don't I? All right. Night, everyone. Bye.